Whoa, whoa, whoa. I used to spend my nights out in the ballroom. Liquor was the only love I know. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. I look for love in all the same old places, y'all. Found the bottom of the bottle's always dry. But when you poured out your heart, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Girl, you're smooth. You're smooth. Come on, sing with me now. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet strawberry wine. You're as warm as glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. As Tennessee whiskey. As Tennessee whiskey. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. As Tennessee whiskey. As Tennessee whiskey.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Midday Show. Is he going to sing again? Probably. You can leave it there.
Are we going to talk to him? Eventually.
Yeah, I would like to talk to him. Is that okay?
Yeah, she gets it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is not recorded. That's not, what do you call that?
Auto-tune.
That's nothing. That is pure him, cold, comes in, 5 minutes, and we go. I'm going to tell you, it sounds pretty good. He sounds unbelievable.
Amazing.
I got compliments about you all weekend because they were asking me how you sound so clear. I said, that's his voice.
Yeah, I just practice every day. Practice for an hour every day.
McDonald's in the morning.
And McDonald's in the morning, Burger King at night. I mean, it's fine.
All
You're
good.
gonna jump on Wendy's pretty soon.
Hey, if they
They sponsor.
they
why
sponsor
not?
me, why not? I'll go in there and sing anytime they want. Yeah. That means I don't have to cook at home.
And we talked about this. McDonald's used to bring in the clown, and everybody used to say, hey, everybody used to, they didn't eat. They used to go meet the clowns. Oh, you come in and meet CC, have a drink or something with them.
Whole lot of fun.
Well, that's a whole new career.
Whole lot of
There
fun.
you go.
The
Hey.
studio looks amazing, doesn't it, today? Look at this. I'm laughing to myself because remember we talked about this morning on the morning show when I sent Chuck into like an uproar over my glitter all over the floor?
Right.
Can you imagine if you were here right now?
There's no glitter.
Look at the stones and the rhinestones back there and then all the stones here and the energy and it's like, I feel like I'm just back home, Sally. It's amazing when everything you can bring it in,
But there's
To
no
where you-
glitter.
but it still sparkles.
But there's no glitter.
It's sparkly, man.
It's
It
sparkly,
sparkles.
and you know, the only other person that could put this together would be the other Dawn. So, Dawn Squared is in the house. Dawn DeMarco Books, of course, always brings glitter and fun and beauty to the show. Sparkle of life.
She's a sparkle of life.
She
She
is
walks
the
like a
sparkle of
giant
life.
glitter. Between you and her, you drive me nuts, both of you.
You know, I don't know. You
And you
better,
bring in a physicist.
you better buckle up, Batman. Today may be just a day of elevation. I don't know.
Oh, you kept the chairs.
She just can't move.
Yeah, I just don't want to fall off it. So
I've
I
never
won't
seen
move.
anybody fall off a chair.
But I'm not, but you put the thought there, so I'm being
I
extra
put the
careful.
thought there.
Well, Dawn did. She said I might fall off the
Well, she was like spinning in it, and I got to worry about
I'm
Sally
fine,
spinning.
I'm fine.
What we
She's
could
fine.
do,
She is
we could
really
take
good.
one of those things in those little shadow boxes and strap you to the chair
No
with.
problem. The energy is perfect.
We're going to put seatbelts on. Anyway, happy Monday to you.
And do you know that 4 people that I had coming today canceled for the rest of the week?
It's a
4.
good thing. You should really look at the master calendar,
What calendar?
the one that we have.
We have a
Thank you.
calendar?
Brianna has access to it too. Yeah, Brianna,
Yeah, from
Heather,
now on,
me.
you let me know what's happening the day of.
I'll send you text messages each day.
Yeah, send me a text message. Well, what a showcase you got going on.
It's just so beautiful. This is Emmy Award winning in the studio today.
This is really, really cool. And is this open to the public? Are we open to the
Can
public?
people come shop?
Yes?
Always.
Don't everybody answer at once now.
Always. So, you know what's so great is we're not on air on Saturday during International Women's Day. So we're doing it today, which is so amazing. So ladies coming down, let's go shopping. It's my birthday month, so we should all shop. It's yours too, and you don't like to shop. So for my birthday month, we'll shop. For
How
yours,
is
you
it
don't
that
have
yours dominates mine?
to. Because mine is filled with glitter and energy and beautiful stones.
Chuck,
yours,
I feel your pain, Chuck. I feel your pain.
I have not bought anything yet today, so the day is young.
So it's open to the public. If you want to come down, I think Stacy Musselman is coming back. She went to get 3 lady friends.
I thought she went to go get a credit card.
No, she went to get 3 friends because they all 4 are coming. They said, can we shop? And I said, yeah, come on down. So they go to Mice to see who's available to come down. I got people walking in from all over the place.
It's incredible. And we have Sally, because Call Me Zine is coming today, our in-house psychic and medium. So Sally is here. Her show airs at 2:30, open to your own questions and readings.
Hello.
Good stuff happening.
She falls off that chair.
Morning, in between the morning show and today was great. A lot of great connections. Spider Cherry's going to be coming in to perform. You know Spider Cherry, Cece?
I do not know.
All right, I'll have to introduce you to
Yep.
them. So they're going to be coming in and performing probably next week. He's going to come check it out tomorrow.
We had him when he first started up in Delray.
Yep.
Delray. When he first started,
When he first started.
the first spider, and he cherried.
And we're not even going there. Anyway, a lot of great stuff. So where are we going to start today? Should we start with, does Dawn have a camera? You want to put one on? You want her to sit next to Cece? We're going to put a camera on Dawn because Dawn texted me on Friday that she has these two amazing friends in town. They were doing International Women's Day event in Miami. And I think, Emma, you're only here until what, tomorrow? Wednesday, okay.
12.
And Dawn already has her show lined up. We're not here on Wednesday. So she said, can I bring these two beautiful ladies and their products in
But where's the
today?
physicist going? Where are you going?
Back home to Los Angeles.
Does she have a mic?
No.
No. All right, we're going to get her some mics. Abdullah, we need a couple mics, please.
too.
Okay.
Two handhelds,
Me
please.
too. Okay, so you put this together. She's leaving to LA.
Mercedes is bi-coastal, right? California and Boca.
Now, haven't we met Mercedes before?
I don't think
With
so.
a name like that, I don't forget.
And Emma's in California. We're just waiting to get you some mics. But in the meantime, they're friends. They met at the Emmys 6 years ago, which is an incredible opportunity to do that. And then just look at all of this spectacular jewelry and handbags and corsets. And I love the way Mercedes has it on because she has it layered, which makes it a little more,
Yeah, you got to
we
wear
could
something
do this.
underneath.
Yes. Well, it
What do
depends
you-
on your personal preference.
This is true.
Just depends how much skin you'd like to show.
but
But,
that's,
yes.
I would never even think about that, but it's like, wow, that makes it more doable for people. Not
It's
for other
definitely, it's a
people.
little more versatile. It just
Yes.
depends, especially us being in California. It's a little cooler there, so we need those extra layers. But they're completely, I think of them as wearable art accessories, so you can style them how you choose.
I feel like you could hang it on the wall and you're like, oh, wait, I'm going to wear this today.
Exactly.
That is
And
the
then you just see
exact
someone just-
concept.
right?
I call them the course art. So when you're not wearing your beautiful piece of art, you display it as art.
Right.
Isn't that amazing? Just hanging around your house and go, oh, I think I'll wear this today. We should actually all make our homes into living studios.
Well, and the funny thing is, Dawn, is that when I went to see Mercedes, and I hadn't met Emma yet, I beeline to the most sparkly piece she has.
I call it the Crystal Queen, so
Yes.
I don't think you can get any more sparkly than that.
And I just picked it up, and I'm like, ooh, this is gorgeous. You know, I mean, I was so
Thank you.
enthralled by her work, and I couldn't believe it because when we met, she had started a handbag line.
Yes.
And of course, I absolutely love your handbags as well, but she has expanded her collection, and oh my God, girl, it's so awesome.
Thank you. I have too many ideas. I just have to bring them all to life. And I like to sparkle the world, give them one-of-a-kind art
Amen,
pieces.
sister.
Amen. Yeah, exactly. It's all about, wow, you're a little outnumbered today.
I love her earrings.
You know, when all the sparkle comes forward, I think, wow, how did this all just happen? I feel like Emma brought it in with her abundance and all of the things. But look how it all living art. You could be a mannequin and just do living art between the earrings and the corset.
Well,
Right.
it takes a village, you know.
I saw her
being-
lace you in.
Yes.
So definitely it takes a village.
It takes
to
a
even get
village,
dressed.
and it's all about. I mean, I think it's what we touched on International Women's Day. I think it's very hard nowadays, especially in our business, to find women who are willing to support each other.
Ugh,
And I
I
just
hate
feel
that.
grateful that I found a wonderful tribe of women who want to empower and build each other up, because we can all rise to the top. We all have unique gifts and special talents, and we don't have to, step on another one to get there. We'll all get to the top together.
Are you
Clearly.
finding that even at the
Yeah,
level
switch
you
cameras,
ladies are in business, that
100%.
really?
100%. But I like I said, I feel very fortunate that I think bringing it back to the energy, like you attract the people you need to meet in your life. And I mean, look at us today. We're here. We had no idea about the show, and
I
having
am
Dawn come
beyond.
by and
Yeah, I was like,
this opportunity.
I said, I want you guys on Dawn and Freddie's show.
It's an amazing gift, and to see the beauty. I mean, Freddie always talks about frequency in the studio. You see all this incredible art, and to have you here just adds a whole nother level of what we get to do every day, and that you support each other. What was the first project you started with?
Well, as Dawn mentioned, actually that my handbag line, and my handbag line was actually birthed here in Boca Raton. I lived in Florida for about 10 years. I went to design school here. And after design school, I won all the awards. I was super creative, but I could not get a job to save my life. So I had to apply, and I was hired as a jewelry sales associate for a local jewelry store here
You can
in
say
Boca.
Cristino Jewelers.
Cristino
He's
Fine Jewelry.
awesome.
They are wonderful, wonderful
Awesome,
people.
awesome. Loved him and Gloria.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Well, long story short, I got accepted to go to Parsons, and everyone was like, "Are you really want to go back to school and spend all that money?" And it was Shahir and Gloria, the owners of the store, who actually came to me and said, "We're interested in starting a handbag line. Would you be willing to do this for the store?" Hemmed and hawed, and here we are. And then years later, I started doing the handbags, and they kind of blew up when the Emmy Awards, they reached out to me and asked if I would come to California and dress the celebrities for the red carpets. So that's what brought me out to LA. I did that for many years, did all the award shows where I met my fabulous friend Emma at the Emmys.
What was that
with the
like? You
jewelry.
get this call from the Emmy committee. Are you thinking, you've got to be kidding
Honestly,
me?
it happened on April Fool's Day, and I didn't respond for about a week because I thought someone was pranking me. And then I called her, and she was like, "Hello, we need you here. It's next week." So I went, and then it was all real. And then it's kind of a surreal thing. You do one, and then it's like a little bit like La La. Then from there, I went to the Grammys, the Golden Globes, and it happened so fast. And then flash forward years later, it's just a wonderful experience.
Amazing. And you got to dress everyone at the Emmys, right? They got to wear these, or were these part of giveaways?
So the
or-
handbags, so that was kind of known as like the reason why you see most of them, my signatures were evening clutches. So the red carpet clutches that you'd wear. They don't really hold much. It's just to show off. So I got to showcase my wearable art, like all of my artistic ideas. But where the corsets come in, I've always had a passion. I went to fashion school. I wanted to create wearable art. But it was hard, my ideas weren't necessarily something that people would wear every day. And then just this past year, a company reached out to me and said, "We'd love to see what your clothing line would look like if you would do wearable art." So I jumped on it. And my first runway show, I actually did, my 10 looks were based on my 10 best-selling handbags. So I brought that idea to life of what they would look like. And that is actually the same collection that just was in Miami down the runway. And from that collection birthed the corsets. I came up with this idea, and I just fell in love with it. And I have not stopped. I'm fabric and resin and just creating. And my whole concept is course art. First and foremost, it's a piece of art because I believe that women, you already are the masterpiece. But what I want is when you allow my art to showcase the beauty that you already are. But when you're not wearing your art, you display it on the wall. So it's a beautiful piece, which is why I've come up with the different frames and how you see here.
That's amazing.
So
I
let me
wanna
get
get
this
the
right.
camera
So
situated
instead
over
of
there,
putting
too.
your corset in a closet or something,
Hang it
you're
on
gonna
the
hang
wall.
it on the wall.
Exactly.
I think that is genius.
Right on.
Wow, I've got so many more ideas
I
now.
think that Chuck, run. But I mean, I think it's genius because you can interchange it. It becomes an art piece, and then people say, "Oh, don't wear it. Leave it up there because it looks good in the room." It's like 400 other different ideas you can put with this thing.
Back in the day when I actually wear corsets and these beautiful tight little things, I'm like, oh, that was when I was young. And they're all sitting in my drawer. I'm like, well, if I layered it like you have,
You can.
maybe I can go back to wearing some of the cute
I don't
lacy
know what
things I've
layer-
got.
Totally wear these.
I don't know
Yes, you could.
what does layer mean. You put clothing underneath it?
Yeah.
Is
It
that
has
layer?
like a
What
bodysuit
Mercedes
underneath.
has.
Well,
She has a
these
little
lights, I
tank.
can't see a damn thing. I can't even see the screen.
sorry.
They put this light right in my eye.
She has a nude color
I have a nude,
bodysuit
like a
underneath.
bodysuit, but I've also layered it over like gowns and dresses because I really like to think of them as like a statement accessory piece. So it's like
Yeah.
your larger necklace or a scarf or something that you can layer over it. And then I have women who they want to show what they've got because it's beautiful and they just wear it as it is. So
And I've seen that. And sometimes they'll put on a jacket over it at
Right.
business meetings in Miami. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons I left Miami. But I'm just telling you, they wear it like everyday clothing. And we make fun of Madonna, but back in the day, Madonna made a big splash on wearing these things out in public. And she everybody screamed at her, "Oh, what are you doing?
She stepped into her power, though.
But she made it work. And then she ended up moving to Europe because she got tired of hearing all the noise. But I think it's a tremendous upswing on what you're doing for a lot of different reasons.
thank you.
All right, so we have it up on camera. You want to
Yeah,
You're
you
not
need to
tied
go
in
over
anywhere.
there,
You
girl.
want to go in, talk about some of it? I want to make sure you
Sure.
weren't tied in. So only Sally's tied in.
Well,
Only
should I
Sally,
go?
she belted to the seat. No, I'm kidding. I'm
so
kidding.
these were the evening clutches that started everything. This is my signature, my best-selling piece. But these were the red carpet pieces that started the whole Mercedes Brunelli collection.
Oh, now I see what you're saying.
And I love creating everything wearable art. So a lot of times I have women who you have a piece in your closet that you want to bring new life. So you invest in, like, let's say like a Chanel or a Louboutin bag or things like that. You're not going to throw it away, but if you're not utilizing in your closet, they will also give it to me so I can put art on it so you actually bring it new life. So if you have shoes or things like that, we can do that as well.
Wow.
And then these are the beautiful wearable. I don't know if you can
You do
see.
all this by hand?
Everyone, yes.
So if somebody brings you their shoes, you can do the whole color thing to it?
Yes. you name it.
Anything, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be, does it have to be clothing or can be anything?
Anything. I've done jackets. I've actually done a motorcycle bag. I mean, you name it. I'll put art on anything.
She actually did a very special piece for me.
Oh, yes, I did.
That falls under nothing you would consider fashion. But a few years ago, I required walking with a cane at times. And when I got my cane, I cried and I canceled events and I stopped doing the red carpets on the days that I couldn't walk. And she took my cane and 2 weeks later brought it back.
I think it was
top
closer to 2
bottom.
months because I underestimated how long it was going to take.
Top to bottom, Swarovski crystals
Wow.
in my brand colors of lavender and purple. And now I'm sad that I no longer need it because it sits in my living room on display. And I don't get to have my fabulous cane on red carpets and runways anymore. But she made it possible for me to not hide at home because she took it on her to absolutely crystal out, floor to ceiling that cane. It is an amazing work of art. So she will crystal anything.
Wow.
It's funny
Dawn,
you
I
bring
feel like
that
you
up.
met your kindred spirit
Oh
over
my
there.
God, I know.
Sparkle Girls
oh my
here.
God.
See my
no
wand?
kidding.
Dawn made this for me.
She told me
what,
that.
8 years ago? When we
Nice.
moved here to
Look-
this studio.
Let me tell you something, though, girlfriend. I didn't know about that little tool. I literally used tweezers. You want to talk about?
That's how I started.
It took you more time to do that versus the cane because I literally, and they're like, I think they're like 3 millimeter or 5
The
millimeter.
tinier they are, the harder it is to work with.
Yes. But I
I
had,
can't imagine doing this on an entire cane.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I had no idea how long it was going to
Oh,
take. So
gosh.
she kept asking me, I'm like, I am so sorry because it keeps turning and turning and the
So I
crystals-
gotta ask, are you like a very patient person?
Only for that.
Only
Nothing
for
else.
that?
Only for very intricate small details. After that, no, I have no patience for anything.
Wow.
Amazing.
It's my gift, I suppose. My gift and a curse.
If it sparkles, it'll keep your attention.
Oh, for sure.
right.
I am that sparkly. That's why Dawn and I are very kindred spirits.
All right, so show us, I guess, the corset art that you have in the frames. Can we get a camera on those?
Yes. So
Just
the
pan
corsets
over,
are
if you don't
made
mind.
from fabric and resin.
Abdullah.
So I was joking. I have about 13 different mannequins now they're all different sizes. So I'm able to fit quite a variety of different body types. But these are all just fabric and resin. This one's kind of like a Van Gogh impressionistic piece. But what I love about it
I
is
thought it was Monet. It's Van Gogh.
Van
Sorry.
Gogh did the flowers. Well, Monet's coming next.
Right.
So what, are they Velcroed to the front board?
No, so I actually developed these frames because I want it to be. This is how you can showcase your course art. So the back of the frame is magnetized, and I want it to be as seamless and easy as possible.
Look at this.
So they're on
That's what
magnets.
they were-
Oh my
Take it off.
goodness.
So you can literally just pull off your corset, wear it. When you want to put it back, you hook it back in the magnet. Well, if you're not holding a microphone, it goes a little faster.
Wow.
And then your art is back on display when you're not wearing it.
And you could put, if you have 20 of those, 20 different displays.
I have 4 at home,
Okay.
and I think I've just committed to my 5th on this trip. So I'm running out of wall space, but they're fabulous.
You need a bigger
My guest
house.
room is full of the corsets.
You need a bigger house.
Yeah.
And
Or
you wear
more.
them?
More walls.
Do you wear them also?
I do. I wear them all the time. I actually, we had gone to Vegas, all the way to Vegas, to get a mannequin that is exactly my proportions so that she can make them for me. So I've been collecting them ever since.
But I guess like even what you're wearing, right?
Yes.
It's a simple basic black. You
Yes.
can wear it over it.
I do that all the time. I think I love them with like a white button-down shirt and you wear it over it. I actually do think it's great if you pair it with jeans and a blazer over
I can
it.
see that, yeah.
I love dressing it down. We went to a meet and greet the other night and I wore like wide leg linen pants and a little tank top and the corset and flat shoes, and I was the most comfortable person there, but got so many compliments. Everyone else is high heels and dressed up, and I said, no, I'm going Miami casual with my corsart.
That's incredible. Wow, I feel like they just level everything up.
You should go shopping.
Best dressed in the room they are. Wow.
Thank you.
And it's comfortable, so you can sit down because you've been sitting.
I have, yes. You can.
And what's your
It's so funny. Women think, I mean, I get that they're fabric and resin, and they can be a little intimidating, but that's why I appreciate having women come forward and say what it's like when they have them on. Because even when I have the models do photo shoots and they're doing all these poses, once you have it on, it really hugs your body. Like, you forget you're wearing it because it's so light and
You should
comfortable.
turn around so people see how
Oh.
they're on, because it's just laced like a normal corset.
It's just regular lace back of a corset. Yeah. Simple as that.
Absolutely
Course
amazing.
art.
So Bridgerton.
Oh, yes, I have a function. I'm
But
here.
that's so Bridgerton anyway, right? And then you made
So that's
one
where I
just
came
like
up with this. Yeah, so I actually had those eyes all like made, and then I had this concept. I was like, I just want it to look like antique vintage. So she was actually at a farmer's market sending me pictures of old vintage jewelry for me to cut up and break and pour under resin and put it together.
Is that how you do it? Is that how you did that one?
Mm-hmm. It's all vintage jewelry that I like cut
It's
up
like
and
mosaic
put together.
art.
So yes, this is literally, this is my most pride and joy art piece at the moment. I'm very proud of it. Excited to wear it on Thursday.
And how do these run in price? Obviously different prices for amount of work.
They all range exactly depending, just like the handbags, depends on materials, painting, crystals. But my course art starts at $275 for my basic, I call them art scarves.
275?
$275.
I know, that's not like nothing.
And, well,
No, I'm serious.
Thank
When you
you.
think about
The frame is extra.
yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me like 2,000 or something.
I have pieces that are along those price points. It just really depends, you know. I want women to feel empowered, and I want, you know, to get it out there to the masses. You know, I developed my handbag line with the babies, with these babies, but I really want to get it out there and have people start to know
So
about
the
it.
Van Gogh one, how much is that one?
This is $375. Not including the frame. The frame's
Okay,
a little bit
that's
different. But yes.
What is your Instagram?
Mercedes Brunelli, and then my course art, it's called Course Art Studio, CORSART Studio.
Oh.
So instead
my
of
down,
corset,
ladies.
course art.
Thank you so much. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, more with Mercedes. She's going to talk more about the earrings she's wearing, because the earrings are Emma's line of beautiful jewelry. And wait till you see some of these pieces. All right, let's take a quick break. More to come. We'll be right back.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Hey travelers, everybody wants cheap airfares, but where can you find them? You call Smart Fares. Our prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low they're not published anywhere. Smart Fares specializes in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rentals, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, Smart Fares can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call us right now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these low rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the lowest rates available. So don't wait. Call Smart Fares right now for the best price guaranteed. Save up to 50% off business and first class. We've got great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 855-828-0198. That's 855-828-0198. 855-828-0198.
What if you could make a free phone call and reduce your car payment by as much as $83 a month? Right now, you could be paying as high as 20% interest. Your new interest rate could be reduced to as low as 2.48%. You can refinance any existing car loan or leased car and save money every month. Take 5 minutes of your time right now. Make this free phone call and learn how to save hundreds of dollars a year by refinancing your existing car loan.
Located in the heart of Palm Beach at 300 Royal Palm Way, RCCA provides a variety of personalized outpatient therapeutics to include occupational and physical therapies, speech and language pathology treatment, as well as preschool programs for physically impaired children aged 3 to 5. Our compassionate licensed therapists specialize in hand therapy, geriatrics, neurodevelopment treatment, Parkinson's programs for language and movement, Pilates, as well as vital stimulation for swallowing disorders.
Our goal is to provide accessible therapy to all ages, regardless of financial ability. We accept Medicare and various insurance plans. Our vision is to positively transform the lives of our patients by providing quality occupational, physical, and speech therapy.
We believe in the power of custom and individual therapy sessions to improve communication, independence, and physical function of those with disabilities or injuries.
Our goal is to transform their lives back to where they were or to get them doing what they want to do.
At RCCA, we believe that every person deserves the best therapeutic treatment and a chance to recover from surgery, manage arthritis, improve their balance, or resume sports play after an injury.
RCCA has a strong relationship with the Palm Beach community, and we are a valued not-profit organization for over 85 years, helping those right here within our community.
Visit rcca.org to learn more about us. We are Palm Beach's Rehabilitation Center, and we are here for you.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
I know. I forgot to take care
Got
of
all
that
this
for
jewelry
you.
and all that. You can't.
We
nobody
should
can fix my bell.
clean your. We should like maybe crystallize your bell.
No.
That'd be kind of cool.
No.
Want a Swarovski crystal your bell?
No.
No.
You just leave my bell alone. You know this bell is 11 years old.
You know, we could amplify your abundance if we put some citrine on it, right?
Citrus.
Citrine.
What is that?
It's a stone that's for abundance.
The only stone I want is the one I'm going to throw at you.
I feel like there's so many women here that are in alignment with me, so we're all
That's
good.
why she's talking all this juice, because she knows you guys all
Sally
outnumber
knows
us.
we're here.
Steve, you and me, we got to go to the back of the bus.
I'm kind of with them too.
So now you got 4.5.
So Mercedes has this beautiful walking model, and she's got these beautiful long pink fabric earrings on, and this is Emma's line.
Yes. Like we were talking about women supporting women, Emma makes the most amazing crystal jewelry. But in the past, 2 years now, you've been really like these petals. Literally, when we're out in LA, every person stops us. Everywhere we go, they're all silk petals. She does hand painted ones. What I love most about them is they're so lightweight, you forget that you have them on. I have them in probably, like how she has all my corsets, I probably have 10 petals on display in my closet of what I wear. It's just, they're beautiful. They just brighten up your face. So
I was reading when Dawn had sent me all the information. I'm like, these are fabric. They're not even heavy stones. For an earring that long, if it's heavy, forget it. We can't wear them, right? But they're so lightweight.
A pair of them weighs 3 ounces, including the bag it comes in when I ship them to you.
So was this the first pair you got?
Oh
Pink?
no, actually I'm spoiled. She custom makes ones for me. So I have some that have actually, because we collaborate. So with my runway collection, she created pieces to go down the runway. So one of my pieces is my palette. It's like one of my signature looks. So I have these beautiful color hand-painted crystals in the same colors. I have ones with more glitter, sorry, and crystals. So every time I walk, I have a little bit of sparkle with me.
Yeah, you gotta have sparkle, girl.
Always.
All right, so Emma, how did you create this line? This is the newer line. You always
Yes.
worked with, all right, we got to back up first, though. Can I have the camera on Emma, please? You are a physicist.
Yes, I started out, my education is in infrared astrophysics. I was always passionate about earth sciences and good with math and numbers. And so for me, physics was a natural way to go. And my first work was in planetary formation. And then when I got my job, I realized I hate the everyday. I want to be creative. I don't want to be on a computer. So as much fun as it was to do observing runs and to travel all over and to get this data and think about these concepts, I realized that I was going to be retired and have been disappointed in most of my daily life. So I just started to wander to find my path. And it turned out that I can use my physics and my chemistry in creating jewelry. So with my crystal work, it has been about emphasizing these raw stones, the texture, and I molecularly bond the metal to the stone. So oftentimes when you see a piece of jewelry that's done with a crystal, you'll see it wire wrapped or glued in because you can't get heat near a crystal. And what I do instead is I work with acid and copper pipes, and I break apart the copper, and I use mathematical equations to determine the end shape of what I'm going to create and the textures, and it becomes one solid piece of metal and stone. So I started doing this for me because I wanted big statement over-the-top jewelry that went with my personality, and I couldn't find it out there, and I thought there's nobody doing it, so I'll just make it for myself. And at the time, I started selling it off my neck or off my hand, and I thought, okay, I'll open an Etsy shop. And so years and years ago, 14 years ago, I opened my Etsy shop, and my mother was like, tell me when it's live. I want to be your first sale. So I sent her a text. Site was live, sent her a text, and she bought something maybe 5 minutes later, and she was my second sale. And so I was like, okay, there's a market for this out there. And it just has snowballed since then. And I started my line when I was in Las Vegas, and it was the name Desert Daisy Jewelry is an homage to my husband, who called me his Desert Daisy when we met. It's one of the hardiest blooms in the desert, first to bloom, last to die, tiny little yellow flowers, but they bring so much life to a very quiet landscape. And so when I went to go name my brand, I thought, what would be better than to honor him and all of his support, but also to really honor what I want to do. I want to bring life to the landscape that we're in. I want to bring color and vibrancy and something different, something you haven't seen before.
Okay, so she went from space dust that created the universe.
And how
to
many years of
melting-
schooling?
Yeah, but but you gotta, it all combines.
It all goes together.
Which is kind of interesting. I can only imagine if we have an asteroid that ever came here, you'll probably get there, make jewelry out of it.
I would love to, but a lot of it burns up on entry.
Yep.
So there wouldn't be a lot of material left for me to work with in most cases, unless it's big enough to cause damage, and I would not hope that on anybody.
And then we talk about all the different stones, and I love stones. We were talking on commercial break. Some of them, the size of the stones that you have can be so powerful if used not in the right way. Sally's like, you have to be careful with the stones. You have to go to someone that you trust who knows their stones before you just start touching and picking everything up.
Yes, I do definitely believe that. One of the things that I also, as a person just in my life, I really want to lead a sustainable life where I can. I really want to know the provenance of each of my stones. I hand select them because I don't cut them, I don't polish them, I leave them raw. Because of that, I really need to be picking them by hand. So I have worked with different miners throughout the world. I do get to still travel, which is fantastic. And so I am selecting stones particularly that speak to me. But with that, I also work with people to find the stones that work for them. I was telling a story during the commercial break about how I can't work with lapis. For whatever reason, my energies don't vibe with it and I break it. And it sounds so woo-woo to people, but it's true. Not all of us interact the same way with crystals. So it's important to find the right ones. And the other piece you want to think about is the metal that it's set in. I set in copper, which is a perfect conductor of electromagnetic energy, which means the frequencies are unaltered when they are worn by you. So the metal doesn't interact, it's pure, and it does tend to amplify. So you do want to pick stones that speak to you. But I love crystals and I love stones, so I'm always happy to talk to people and consult on the best ones.
All right, so
Diamonds speak to me.
if we start with the one on your far right.
The one on my far right.
So people can see that one.
Yeah. This one, I would say, I don't know if on camera, this one
It looks beautiful.
This is a angel aura stone. So this is the only stone I have today that is not found in nature as this. It is coated with the fumes from platinum, which then bonds to the surface and gives that oil slick iridescence. But what I love about this piece is when you wear it, it's flat against your skin. It's a very large stone, but that flash on it is just, it catches the light. I love it worn against black. I don't know if you can see it there. It's got a lot of sparkle to it. So this is a high vibrational crystal. So this one is very high energy. This one works, if you're into the chakra energies, this works with your third eye and your crown chakra. So it's very uplifting.
You know, I get amazed because her background is in physics, right?
Yes.
And that's scientific, and that's mathematical, which is exact. But yet you talk about chakras, you talk about energies. To me, I look at you and I go, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Because you live both worlds. You have the exact science, and then you have what you do here. And it's if you think about it, it's tough to imagine.
Yeah, but you said the first thing you learned in school was...
Is I think especially if you do, infrared astrophysics, you're talking, you have to have a knowledge of particle physics. You break things down to a small enough level, everything is energy, everything is frequencies. So when it comes down to it, there isn't a distinction between science and that energetic feeling. People talk about vibes, people talk about the woo-woo stuff, it's all together.
So it's real.
When you think about, so back in the day, the first radio communication frequencies we used were based off of the frequency of crystal and frequency of pyrite. So they were able to create two different channels to not overlap with communication by using frequencies of crystals. We used to have watches powered by quartz crystal. So not only do I think it's real, the scientific community has told us it's real. We have used this technology for years. We now have lithium batteries. Lithium is a crystal. It is dug up from the earth. It's not something that people don't think of lithium in the same way they think of pretty sparkly crystals, but the things that we are using come from this energetic field. It's always been there. You don't have to distinguish. Now, do I believe that they can make things happen for you? No. I don't think they're magic in the way that people think about magic, waving a magic wand. You have a lovely wand. But I do know that our mind is incredibly powerful. So if I tell you that this amethyst stone is going to help calm you and relax you and give you that peace of mind every time you pick this up and you think about that, it's a talisman. So whether it's mind over matter or the frequency of this crystal actually does that for you, it works. And we see it all the time. And they don't go away. That what I do is fashion, but it's based in years and years of people purchasing crystal jewelry.
It doesn't matter where you have the stone. Like I saw you had a necklace.
You can wear stones specifically that align with energy centers in your body. That is something that a lot of light workers will do, but it doesn't matter because it is the vibrational frequencies. There are people who will say that you want the stone to actually touch your skin. So in a case like this crystal, which I love, this is a quartz crystal from Arkansas, one of my favorites, 3-dimensional. I set this one open-backed. So the metal is just like a window frame setting. This puts the crystal directly against. So I would say wear this one against your skin. It feels good, and there's your energy for it. But because copper conducts electromagnetic energy perfectly, you don't need to have it against your skin. So if you're wearing it with the right setting, it doesn't matter. I normally wear mine on my hand, which keeps it in my line of sight, touches my skin, and it makes an excellent protection when I walk to my car after a night out.
I'm always safe with this one.
It's a two-finger ring.
Yes, it is a 2-finger ring. So this is, before the petal earrings, this was my signature. This is what I was kind of known for. People would see this and they'd say, oh, that's Desert Daisy. And with that, it's super comfortable to wear. This is a little bit heavier than the earrings, but it's balanced on 2 fingers. I still use my phone. It doesn't impinge my movement at all, whereas 1-finger ring on this would be very, very hard. So this is something I've developed to be able to wear the size jewelry that I like. So, I'll show you one other. It just made me think of something because this one we just showed at the runway. And this one is your citrine, so this is the stone of abundance. I love this stone. A lot of times people call it the merchant stone because they think of it as bringing wealth. But citrine is meant to increase abundance in your life, whatever abundance means to you. And I think that's very important. I keep citrine with me almost all the time. This piece is a neck collar. And so we just showed this on the runway. And it just sits right there. And it's great if you have like a mock neck, like we've done it with a halter style gown. Wonderful if you have a strapless, needs to take some real estate up there. Corset, it's beautiful. We showed it with a 24-karat corset of Mercedes on Saturday. This also weighs 3 ounces.
Wow.
So people who look at my jewelry and think, oh, I couldn't wear it. There are pieces that are heavier than others, but I use my knowledge of physics to make them as wearable as possible. I try to balance the weight in ways that you maybe wouldn't necessarily see just by throwing a big stone on a ring.
And the one you have, that's the V.
Yes. The V is another citrine. This style, this one weighs like 2 ounces. This one I love because this is kind of like an intro to Desert Daisy jewelry. It's a lot of people are nervous about the size and they start small and then they come back to me and they're like, I should have bought bigger, because they are, again, it's wearable. The weight of this sits right on the back of your upper traps. So it's like you're wearing nothing. It just balances. And it has a tiny little citrine right in the front. I have another one that's set the same way.
Amazing.
This one we showed on the runway with Mercedes' signature look, her lion. This one is a little bit more. This is your next step up. This one has a lovely quartz crystal, also from Arkansas, from the Ron Coleman mines, which are my favorite. And it's done, I love that I can balance the feminine and the more masculine forward energy. The crystal is very rugged, it's very raw. And then it's designed to balance with these little delicate chains that drop from it. So it gives that somewhere in between the masculine and feminine.
Absolutely spectacular. So I've decided, Dawn, this would go for you too. Yeah. It's a business expense.
Yes.
Because radio frequency waves, right, were conducted through stone. So in effort to further what we do on radio, I think it's a great business expense now.
It's a write-off.
It's a write-off, yeah. See what other frequency waves we can now conduct on
So you
streaming.
are 95.3 FM?
Yes, 90, exactly, plus TM.
That's your citrine for you. That's the abundance mindset.
Right? Doesn't it sound
mind
like...
you, we're on 7 stations, so she would have to abundance 7 times.
Keep abundancing.
One for each station.
One for each chakra.
I think, don't you think that makes perfect sense?
I totally agree.
Exactly. Girl math.
Agreement.
So you can obviously tell that the crystal work and the metal work is my passion. But the petals have kind of become a new thing for me. And they are my new signature. And I would say this has, I can't tell you how many magazines and photo shoots and things
gorgeous.
are like requesting these. So if you go to my Instagram, Desert Daisy Jewelry, by the way, 90% of what you'll see lately is the petals because they are definitely blowing up. And my mom actually sent me a text while we were sitting here with a celebrity wearing, she's like, these aren't yours. They're not as good. Someone wearing floral earrings. And so we're like, well, now we need to get her a pair of mine. That's so.
And it's funny
That's our new
because you
thing.
told me, how do people buy their first pair?
Yes. So the petal earrings, they are silk or satin and natural pearls. With that, everyone always gravitates to what will I wear the most? I want one because I wear a lot of dark
Right, we were
green,
just talking
right?
about that.
We were talking about this with Dawn earlier. She wears a lot of this hunter green color. And so my caution to everyone is when you're picking your first pair, you want to be able to wear it with everything. So don't get a black, don't get a white, don't get a neutral, get your neutral.
Right.
This one that I'm wearing is my neutral. I wear this with 90% of my wardrobe because it's my favorite lipstick color. So that's what I tell people. You have a blush or a lipstick color that you know brightens your complexion, it's your go-to. That's the one you want to pick. And I do so many different shades of the pinks and the blushes and the fuchsias. And like one like this, that's not my color. Like the burgundy is much more me. But this would look amazing on you.
Oh, Dawn,
and you
yeah.
can tell her lipstick color is in the same family today. So that's the go-to. If you have a shade that you know, and then after that, you start building your petal wardrobe with the other colors that you'd wear more often. And I say this because I've been hearing from, Mercedes has a wall of petals,
Literally
but
a
I
wall.
have clients who will buy or build or ask me about getting these so they can keep their petals on display. And one of my clients says the best thing, it is flowers that don't die. So she has hers on display because it's like having fresh flowers that don't die. And they are based off of flowers. I've got my, this one here is my wisteria.
Love those.
And I did those last year when the wisteria was in bloom. I have hibiscus flowers. This is my newest color palette that I just did because I thought
Beautiful.
for spring. I don't know if you can see that pop of yellow in there, but it's just so perky and fabulous for spring. So they're really fun. The hand-painted ones are a labor of love, but I'm able to do very realistic floral combinations. And I feel like I should give a shout out to the designer who inspired these, because as much as I would like to say that they came out of the blue, like a flash of brilliance, no. These were, I get to work with many talented designers. I work with Mercedes all the time. I have a very talented designer who I'll be showing in Milan in September with. And we have a couple Mercedes pieces that are being added to the collection as well. But Kyle did a runway show that was based off of the Walt Whitman poem, If I Had a Flower. So it's if I had a flower for every time I thought of you, I'd walk in my garden forever. And so his entire runway collection was based off of that concept. And he gave me free rein to create whatever I wanted to go with that. And I had this image of, like when the wind blows and the petals just fall from the tree and they scatter on the sidewalk and it's just like this, like nature's glitter or confetti. I had this vision of cascading petals, and I really wanted to work with that. And so that's where they came from. And he gave me the opportunity to showcase with him and the free rein to create however I needed. So I think that's something that's super important. Working with other designers like Mercedes really helps me grow as an individual. And so these flowers came from that collaborative mindset as well.
Tell us your Instagram again.
I am Desert Daisy Jewelry. And I will say everyone spells it dessert with the 2 S's. It's only one. Desert Daisy Jewelry on Facebook and on Instagram. And then desertdaisyjewelry.com.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break, come back. Hopefully they found the International Women's Day piece. Talk about women supporting each other. Sally will bring you into this conversation, and Dawn also. Because I would think, so silly, by the time you ladies get to the level you're at, everyone would be so supportive, but yet they're probably thinking it's probably even worse than ever when you get to the level that you're at. So the fact that I'm saying it, I'm thinking, he's in my ear going, why would you even think that? Look where they're at, right? So now it's people trying not for you to be so successful. So more to come on this amazing International Women's Day, post-Women's Day. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. Write in, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and our website, Brooklyn Cafe TV, or follow all of the amazing shows that we produce right here at Ant Media Productions on YouTube as well. Just Ads, Faith Stories, and Call Me Zena. So more to come. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Ding ding, here we are at the favorite chocolate store.
Sure's Chocolate. If you could have smell-o-vision in this space, oh my gosh. Tell us about Sure's Chocolate.
Well, we hand make almost everything in chocolate. We do it all in the back room here. We have a workshop back there. We just love what we do.
Everything's here from Easter bunnies to truffles to mints to, I see this toffee pretzel crunch.
It's probably our best seller. Everybody loves, when they come in, some people are a little grumpy when they walk in, but when they leave, they're happy. Everybody.
That's the way chocolate works.
Nobody ever leaves unhappy. We're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
If you can spell chocolate, you come here, they got it. It's everything.
Your True Oldies Listener's Guide. Listening in the Palm Beaches? That's 95.9 FM. On the Treasure Coast? You want 106.9 FM. In Boca? It's 95.3 FM. We've got Fort Lauderdale and Broward County covered with 96.9 FM. And you can always hear us anywhere at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
In a world where finding reliable and compassionate home care can be overwhelming, Sunshine Home Care Services stands as a beacon of hope. That's why we've partnered with professional nurses, physical rehabilitation centers, and medical offices to ensure their patients receive the very best in home care. At Sunshine Home Care Services, our mission is simple yet profound: to support and enhance the lives of our clients. We genuinely enhance the quality of life and offer a comprehensive suite of 26 services tailored to meet every need. We go beyond the basics with health monitoring, emotional support, pet care, and home safety checks. Sunshine Home Care Services is more than just a service. It's a partnership in care. We invite you to experience the difference a compassionate team can make. For a personal consultation, call us today at 561-821-5811.
Our preschool team provides personalized education and therapy services that are specifically designed to meet the unique needs of our children. These students are overcoming medical conditions that have been affecting their physical abilities since birth. Our specialized teacher and therapists understand the critical role that occupational and physical therapy play in helping these young children to develop essential skills in their early education program. We like for the children to leave us as shining stars and enter the big world of kindergarten.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. Yes, that's Wednesday. Join us at Savor?
Savia.
Savia.
Savia. Joan, I think you're joining us, right? You and Richard are going to be coming?
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I love Italian food.
And Cece, you're going to be there?
Yes, ma'am, I will. Cece's actually
Sally's coming? Steve's coming? All right. It is a new Italian restaurant located right on the south side of Meisner Park in Meisner Plaza called Savia. It's Sicilian. It's intimate, holds about 38 people. We're going to be there for the midday at 12. Ribbon cutting is at 4. Networking meet and greet is at 5. So come on down sometime during that day, say hello, try some food, and meet David and, of course, Denise from Savor Our City.
I was told I can't cut the ribbon.
You cannot.
No, they're going to give it to a dignitary. Well, what do I look like, chopped liver? I'm bringing scissors, I'm telling you right now. They're going to have to come up with another ribbon.
See, so I was in here the other day cleaning. I know I shouldn't have been cleaning, but I literally picked up a scissor, and it must have, that's what happens when you go to the dollar store. I think it was sharp on both sides, and I went to open a box, and my finger literally just hit the outside of it.
Well, you don't use a scissor to open a box.
What do you use?
What
you use?
I left it over there.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think about it using that.
Why?
Because those things make me nervous.
But a scissor cut your finger off?
I know.
I use scissors to open boxes. Don't
Sally's
feel
always
bad.
got my back.
Nobody's talking. Nobody's talking to the woman in the corner of the room.
Oh, man. So anyway, the ladies are here, and Dawn's going to be joining us on Wednesday. It is open to the public, so come on out, have some fun with us. Join our fun.
Should be a lot of fun.
It'll be great.
A lot of fun.
And maybe I need a new pair of earrings to go with it. You never know.
You know, I've seen you wear stones.
I wear
occasion.
stones a lot, and I'm careful about touching certain stones because of the power and energy within them. And then which ones I wear. I was at an amazing event with Nanette Chacon at the Soulful Steep. I don't know if any of you have been there. It's in Pompano. It's a lovely, I want to say tea room for lack of a better term, but the crystals and the way they've got all these little vignettes set up for sitting areas. There's a carriage and there's like other different tables of 2, but they've got crowns and stones and beautiful, beautiful pieces. I don't know if you have time between now and Wednesday to go check it out, but I think it would be, maybe you guys could add some, talk to them and see. You never know.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's a nice
we
place.
can make the time.
I will always find time to go look at
It's right off of Atlantic, and I-95. It's a little bit east of I-95 on Atlantic, called the Soulful Steep.
Perfect.
Boulevard, not Avenue.
No.
Yes, not
We've
Del
already
Rey,
gotten lost
Pompano.
once today.
But I'm looking at your pieces, and I came back and I was telling you how many beautiful crystal pieces they have. So, maybe it would be a good venue for you to put
See
some things
that?
there.
This is the second time now the crystals call you.
Oh, they always call me. I feel like Superman.
95.3.
I feel definitely on my own frequency. All right, so what's crystal? Okay, if you were a crystal, what
frequency.
would you be?
A diamond.
There you go.
Do you know it rains diamonds on Uranus?
I have heard that,
That's
but I have
true.
never been to check it out for myself.
I've never been in
It's one of
either,
those you have
but
to see it with your own eyes to believe that kind of a thing,
I
right?
read that, but can you imagine a woman would never leave that planet?
Well, you know, the value of a stone is in how rare it is. So if it rains diamonds, you've now lost the value of the diamond.
Well, that's always just a chance
And they
of
need
getting
to change the name Uranus. No.
Yeah, I know. I hate
It's just
saying
like,
that. I
yeah.
hate
You
saying
could
that.
pronounce it Uranus.
Still.
That's
It's a little better.
that sounds like a
Uranus.
that sounds like a
sound
toilet
It's
where
still
you
off.
take a.
Dawn, what would you be?
Who, me?
You, Dawn.
Oh, totally diamonds, girl. Yeah. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. I'm with Marilyn Monroe on that one.
How about you, Mercedes?
I don't think I'd be a stone. I think I'm walking glitter.
Oh
She just
no,
leaves a
another
trail of
glitter
glitter
lady.
when she
I
walks.
do. I've always been a sparkly person, and most of the time, my clothing, I'm head to toe.
Yep.
Glitter.
Well,
So
I'll give you one. You should be moissanite, which is
Right.
sparklier than diamond.
can we call it Mercedesite?
Yes.
Sure, why
Moissanite
not?
sounds a little funny.
When I was little, I used to rename stones to something I liked better, so we'll just go back to that.
All right. I have my own stone now,
Mercedesite.
guys.
Yeah.
I love that. How about you? What would you be?
Amethyst.
Well, that's a
I
nice
think amethyst for me is such a calming, serene energy that I aspire to. I don't know that I'm there, but there's also something very energetically free about amethyst that I definitely feel within me. Plus, purple is my favorite color, and I think that we need more color in this world. So diamonds are pretty, but there's room for amethyst as well.
Which is why she's friends with me.
Yeah. Let's talk about who had the purple hair first.
You guys are like different shades, though.
Oh, yes. Well, I used to have vivid hair, and the minute we met, she said, let's do it. So we went blue first, and that was a disaster.
Bad idea. You'd think as an artist I'd know blue fades to green, and I don't know who it looks good on other than Billie Eilish, because green was not a good look for me.
Yes,
So
but
we
we
stick with
switched her to purple, and now it's her signature.
Thank you.
Her mother has purple hair.
Really?
Yeah?
And she's more purple than the two of you combined.
Oh.
True?
That is true. All right,
Very
Sally,
cool.
what stone would you
Actually, I
be?
just have to say, when they walked in, I said magic. Do you remember I said to you, are they doing something with magic?
Yeah.
Aw.
So I felt that right
We
away.
are. Just
Short and
just-
sweet.
Would
diamond.
you be a stone? What stone
A
would you be?
diamond, but something's telling me to say tanzanite, and I don't know too much
Oh,
about
okay.
tanzanite.
Well, tanzanite is very interesting because if you're looking at it color-wise, it's changeable.
Okay.
So depending on its situation, it's two different colors. So natural light versus artificial light. So I'm wondering if there's something there for you.
Well, I hear things, so
Yeah.
tanzanite was coming. Say, not diamonds, tanzanite.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if you're feeling something about reading the energy of others or being affected by your surroundings more.
Absolutely. I've
That is one
gone
of the
through that
few
in the last
stones.
few months.
Yep. It's one of the few stones that's going to have a completely different color. And it's not like it reflects lighter or darker. It's either a blue-green shade or it's a lavender purple, depending on what light
Beautiful.
it's in.
You don't have a tanzanite.
I
or
don't have
anything,
tanzanite with me
Okay.
now.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
go.
I'm amazed that you take a
That's
stone
amazing.
and you pour acid and a metal or something together.
Yes.
So you do your stone work one stone at a time.
I do. It takes about 3 to 5 days to do a piece. They are a labor of love. I call them sculpted. So I'm an artist and then a jeweler, not a jeweler first. And I think for me, it's also something that people say, like, oh, how do you have the patience? Because you don't know what it's going to be. You have to trust the math. When I put the stone in, I know what I want to come out, and I have a graveyard of pieces that didn't work. But that's what's allowed me to create what you see here. And so it is like I check on these things and I adjust the current and I play with the different, the electric current over the course of those days to create what you see. Something like that's a smooth setting versus these more textured settings are all done with math. And it's all done in here first before it's done in the real world. People say, oh, I want to see a time lapse of it. And I'm like, well, I'd need something that could record molecular movement, which is invisible to the eye. So I can't see what I'm doing, even if I wanted to. It's all, I have to trust in the process.
Well, you can have a canvas of things that didn't work out and put them all together, and you'll probably get another piece of art.
I actually have people who buy the things that didn't work.
I can see
They like
that.
it. It just may not have been my design,
Right.
but yeah.
Emma, what are your price points? Because your price points are so like affordable. I mean, for the pieces that you create.
Yes, I think I try really hard. Thank you for bringing that up because I do work really hard. I know Mercedes had talked about wanting her things to be accessible. It's important to me. I've had clients who have supported me from the start, and I never want to leave them behind. I also recognize that these pieces are powerful in that they draw people in, they empower women. The earrings, you will never feel better. I know it's such a plug, and I hate saying it, so I wish Mercedes would say it for me, but you would
Mercedes,
never
say it
feel
for
more
her.
confident than when you're wearing one of my statement pieces because people will come up to you, they will stop you on the streets. I know because they do it to me all the time.
All the time.
And I'm not a
walking
supermodel,
billboard.
I'm not a celebrity, but I will walk into a restaurant, I will walk into a room, and everyone wants to talk about my earrings, and it breaks the ice. So I want that for everybody. I don't want it to be something that is exclusive and it's priced out. So I have pieces that start at $48, and I have pieces that go up to $600 or $700. I think, if you're looking at, the most expensive piece on the table is the least amount of work for me, but that is this crystal. I wish we had I don't know how to get the camera directly on this, but this is the most beautiful clear crystal I've ever seen.
Jay, or Abdullah, can you get Jay out here? Someone to focus the camera on that piece,
It's
please?
worth it, I promise.
I need someone on the camera, please.
We need an up close. I feel like I'm on QVC selling right now where I'm like, here you go. That was my dream as a little girl, by the way, back when QVC was like the thing. I just wanted to do that. But this crystal sings, and it was a display piece. And when I purchased it from my supplier, he said, you are not going to make this into a necklace. And I said, I am absolutely going to do it because display pieces should be worn. And then this lines right in with Mercedes and wearing your art off the wall. So this is just three-dimensional. I mean, the clarity of that crystal I really do feel right now like I am on QVC, and I love it.
And what,
Thank you for making a dream come true.
what crystal is that?
This is quartz crystal.
Now that with Mercedes course art would be, you probably
Yes.
did this right on the runway, would
Yes.
be just spectacular.
So the nice thing about quartz is it is the universal vibration. And I often liken it when you're talking about energy. If you've ever done a yoga class and you do the group Om, and as you do that, you feel like everyone's vibrating on the same speed at that moment. So quartz crystal is kind of the Om of the crystal world. It is the universal frequency. It's what we vibrate as. If you're getting started with crystals, quartz is one of the easiest crystals to feel the effects of. And so I love that. And when you get these great clear pieces, the crystals are pointed in different directions. This piece, I knew it across the room when I first saw it. It was like, I knew that this was going to go to somebody. So I try to make sure my prices don't exclude the right person from getting it. When it comes to my earrings, they start at 100 and they go up to, I think, about 300, depending when you're talking about the level of hand painting. They're hand painted, they're hand sewn. They also have natural pearls.
Do you make each one of those?
I make each one. Wow. So all of my pieces are one of a kind.
Kindred spirits here.
Yes.
I was going to ask you the same thing. You make all of your pieces.
Everything is
by
touched.
hand.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I also, not only was it Tanzanite, I heard clear crystal so loud, and then you just mentioned it. Yeah. I don't know too much.
I'm telling you, you'll have to come over and take a look because
Absolutely.
this sings so loudly.
I heard it.
Yes, it is a stunning thing. And that's the thing is if you're not used to crystals, you may not understand that feeling or that like concept. but
I'm so
you'll
glad you
feel
get
it.
me because a
Yeah.
lot of people don't. A lot of people do too, so that's good.
Yeah.
But I want, you ladies met at the Emmys.
We did.
How many other, I want to say vendors, how many other specialties were there?
Well, I'll be honest. We were the only hand makers. Most of the time at the Emmys, it's
the
major
brand
designers.
names.
It's really big names who are there, like, people who create long gowns and things like that. So we were very fortunate, to be there, being a small business, a woman-run, business to do that. But I think Lisa Liu is the one who brought us there. She's the EP of the Daytime Emmys, and she saw both of our pieces at different times and just said she knew people wanted that one-of-a-kind special piece. So she felt like, we brought the value up. for
Did
her
it
clients
elevate
and
your businesses like instantly?
Instantly.
Yes. Yes and no. For me personally, because I always kind of leaned more into the art world and that artistic background, it kind of hurt mine a little bit because my client is very much, they only want one-of-a-kind pieces. They don't want to see other people wearing those pieces. So it did kind of deter my client from wanting something that it was accessible to anybody, personally.
See, and for me, I had the other aspect where people were like, oh, everyone is a friend who makes jewelry, right? Isn't that it's like kind of the cliche,
Yes.
but it's hard to stand out. So for me, I had an avenue to show that what I do is different, and I was lucky. Lisa is a phenomenal, you want to talk about women, uplifting women. Lisa is a phenomenal person. She was introduced to me by a woman who I met on a television show. She did a morning talk show. She had met both Mercedes and I, and she loved my pieces. And I met her because her publicist purchased a piece randomly from me. And I did not live in LA at the time. And they said, come out, be on the show, share your magic. And I did, okay, I'll go ahead, why not? Always up for anything. And through the little chain of a random purchase, my stuff was seen. And it's all that's the luck. There's so many talented artists and designers whose things are never seen. So doing the Emmys for me allowed me to step out from jewelry and to showcase my work as individualistic. And then right after that happened, I was on a roll with red carpets and doing many events and some television shows, and it was fantastic. And to see my work be out there, and then COVID hit. And that was a big crash when it came to my work. And one of the people who saw me at the Emmys said, let me connect you with someone who does runway shows. And so 2021 was my first fashion week. My first fashion week was New York Fashion Week. I was in way over my head. Again, you go to these things and they are big brands with whole teams and stylists and assistants. And so I signed the papers and Mercedes raised her hand and said, I'm there with you.
Wow.
And she was the reason I could go. And even though she's an artist in her own right, she put that aside to be my assistant and work backstage and help me. And now I've done fashion shows and runways all over the world. We've taken on the world together.
We have.
Earthquake over here, I
Mercedes,
feel like.
I want to ask you, women working together.
Yes.
We sort of touched on it. It's empowering for the two of you to come together at these events.
Oh, 100%.
Right, but
100%.
you see there are other handbag designers, there are other jewelry designers that they're going to say had the luck that you have all had. What does that feel like for you to, I guess, to empower each other and then to see it everyone, but there's room for all of us to play nicely in the sandbox?
Yes, there is room for everybody. I think just touching on the fact of what it's like for us to work together is we're such kindred spirits, and when you're able to connect with women and appreciate what their gift is, but also understand that they can also help you, I think that also takes part of that dynamic, is allowing people to also lift you up with them. You know what I mean? It's not just what you can do for them, it's also allowing them to help you, because that's part of the energy. That's what makes it rise. And I can't tell you how many times she's talking about New York and she's flustered. Well, I can take it on because I'm not thinking about the same things, and my strengths are in different things that hers are not. And just my fashion show, she took on the reins and did everything with the models, the things that, I can't do everything on my own. And I think it's that understanding of knowing you can trust in another woman and their gift and their abilities to help also help you rise to the top and what you need.
I think, too, somebody who's willing to understand that just because the spotlight's not on them now doesn't mean it won't be. Right. And I think that that's something that I remember. We had a few pieces that I had made these slices, large slices of crystal jewelry for my first runway show, and I asked her to Swarovski crystal over the natural.
We called it crystal squared. I put crystals on crystals. It was insane.
Yes.
Insane.
And so there were 3 of those pieces on the runway, and at the end, you'll see, if you've been to a fashion show, at the end the designer will walk after the models and get their applause. And I remember that I did mine, and I pulled Mercedes up out of the audience to come up on the stage with me, because in that moment I wanted to thank her for everything she did, but also her work was part of it. And she never expected it, she never asks it. I felt moved to do it because I will always do that for her, and vice versa. And not just her, but other women, if you get back what you give. So I'm able to know when the spotlight is on Mercedes, my job is to support her. My job is to lift her up, and I have to trust that it will be something that'll come back to me in some other way, shape, or form. Maybe it's because I work in crystals. Maybe I believe in that and have faith in that. But that's really what it's about. If you find other women who are able to step back, not because they want to hide their light, but because they know that the light's not on them now. I don't know how many times we've alternated being in the spotlight. And it's best when we're there together, like you see today.
It's
amazing. But knowing that I have her to fall back, that is powerful. And I think there's enough for everybody. My favorite phrase is, a rising tide lifts all boats. It's not about getting ahead in the race. It's not about rising alone. It's about creating an environment where everybody rises together.
What is your collective telling you, Sally, about all of this?
I'm in the right place, and I'm listening. I'm listening to I always do here. I meet so many people that I relate with. It was a pleasure listening to you guys.
Aww.
I'm very into all of this too.
Thank you.
At this point.
Well, I believe in that too. You attract, and there's no coincidences.
Energy
Dawn
attracts
is
the
here.
same energy, vibrational energy.
Yes.
And it's very, very important. And it's hard, from people that don't understand that. It's difficult, but once you do, you meet all the people that you're bringing to.
Exactly.
Mercedes just said your favorite saying, there are no coincidences.
Well, I say that all the time. Yeah, I didn't.
Kindred
Always,
spirits.
absolutely.
There isn't.
never.
There's a
Yeah.
reason for everything, every meeting.
Even if it's for 1 second,
Exactly.
there is a reason for it. You've attracted that energy to you. I mean, it can work the other way too. We know that too.
Yes.
But as long as you're positive and you keep that positive energy, which you guys, I feel it completely, you cannot go wrong.
You can't. And you know what I love too is sometimes I reflect back and I think about something that seemed so minute and little to me, but then I always realize what I could have set the trajectory of someone else's path. Like
Right.
something so small could have changed that person's week, their day, that one little connection. And like to bring it back to what we were talking about, like minds will eventually come together. So by coming here today, this will lead into another opportunity, and we're going to connect with someone who resonates with our story and what we're saying, and maybe we can help. And maybe they're going to want information on a runway show or crystals or things like that, and it just sets the wheel in motion.
Well,
because we're
actually,
all
I'm putting
connected.
art on my clothing. And the moment you guys walked in, I said to Steve, I think I said to you, it's magic that you're showing, but I couldn't see anything that I didn't know, but absolutely.
Well,
your
maybe
products
you
are magic.
manifested this for us.
She probably did.
That's the thing is like you never know when you're putting your thoughts out there what you're manifesting. It's not just for you. When you're
absolutely
putting thoughts
not.
in the
I know.
universe, you can manifest for other people.
Absolutely, 100%.
There's a collective consciousness,
Of
right?
course, absolutely, 100. But the amazing thing, even I get, I go, oh my gosh, but I really shouldn't be that surprised. But I'd never heard the word clear crystal. So I didn't say it, I said tanzanite.
Yes.
But then 2 minutes later, you say clear crystal.
Yeah.
So I definitely have to get clear crystal.
Yeah, it's funny that I think there's so much of that in the world that we take it for granted, or we think like, oh, we have to understand why something happened. Sometimes it just is.
It just is, yes.
I do think it is really super important to understand that everything we do, whether it's the work of creating the runway shows, the pieces, your handbags, my jewelry, like this show, whatever we do affects the world around us in such a way. One of my favorite things is when my clients I will create a special piece. I love doing custom work, but I'll create a piece or they'll purchase a piece they've saved up for, and they message me and tell me what happened when they wore it, and collecting those stories. I have a wonderful friend now who started as a client, and she purchased a piece and she wore it to her graduate dissertation. And it was a very, very special piece that I used to create in honor of my aunt who passed away. I would do them every full moon because we used to watch the full moon together. And I created it from a place for me, to recreate that ritual of watching the moon rise over Lake Mead in Las Vegas. And people would pick the full moons that spoke to them, the months that spoke to them, and I was creating a series of them. And she wore this piece for her dissertation and was approached by someone who she admired in her field, who she had never had the courage to speak to. And so she did get her degree, but she also made a connection with a woman who asked her about her necklace, and they started talking. And from there, they went to talking about psychology. And it was that icebreaker, or those random things that happen. I love that I still stay connected to what we do ripples out from us, that we affect the people around us in ways that are unmeasurable.
And what we think is coincidence is synchronicity. But
Yes.
when you believe that, you have to believe it, because anything will work as long as you believe it. So many people do and so many people don't, but you see it happen. I just love listening to both of you.
Sally's got her show today at 2:30. Call me Zena. I have a feeling today's show is going to be about synchronicity.
Synchronicity and vibrational energy, for sure.
Sally is a psychic and medium, so we'll see what the stars have in alignment. So tune in today at 2:30 to Call Me Zena on AMP TV Network. Let's take a break. Cece, you have another song for us?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's take another
yay,
break. When we come
yeah.
back, we've got more Music Magic with Cece Clevenger. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Family business. It's me, my sister, and her soon-to-be husband. We've been here for about 5 years doing our thing in this beautiful little spot. right in the heart of downtown Boca. We really are like that authentic New York, New Jersey, Northeast thing that you want to have when you're in South Florida. Our bagels are made from scratch every single day. They're top-notch, best you can get around here. And then lunch, chicken Caesar wrap, or like we have a beautiful avocado supreme salad. That's really, really great. And of course, all our sweets are incredible too. You know, something savory, salty, and a little something sweet after. And we will do our best to provide the best service, best food, best everything. And if there's anything you need, we'll do it.
Breaking news, aliens have finally made contact with.
Welcome to the AMP Media Studios here in beautiful downtown Boca Raton.
In conjunction with True Oldies Radio South Florida, AMP Media Productions is here to help amplify your impact in business and to bring greater awareness to our community. Give us a call, 866-224-5422. We'll see you soon at the cafe.
And like I always say, come on down and visit us and don't be late.
Hi, I'm David Vito Quaderno, the owner of Xavier Restaurant in Meisner Plaza that is in front of Meisner Park. We're a Sicilian cuisine restaurant, so I'm Sicilian. I'm just arrived from Sicily. I live in Catania, the east coast of Sicily. We offer the traditional Sicilian cuisine with the traditional ingredients that I used to import from Sicily, from the cheese to the oregano to the anchovies and different kind of fish. This is a family business already from the 1897, so it's almost 130 years business, and we're offering here the best. This is the first restaurant in the United States, so I wait for you in Meisner Park to enjoy the best and the real Sicilian kitchen. Ask you to book your tables just to be sure that you will find a place for enjoy the real Sicilian kitchen. Thank you. For your reservation, you can call at 561-617-5424. We are open from Tuesday to Sunday from 4 to 9:30.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? With MedGuard Alert's new Care Watch, you can connect with medical professionals instantly, 24/7. No cell phone required. This life-saving medical device acts as a phone as well as a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And if you have Medicare or Medicaid, you may qualify to get yours free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
RCCA has a team of specialized therapists to treat a wide array of injuries and conditions, including balance issues, back pain, fall prevention techniques, joint replacements, and stroke rehab. Our therapists at RCCA help adults reclaim their strength and flexibility, allowing them to return to their hobbies and sports. We tailor treatment to return our patients to activities they love, such as croquet, gym workouts, golf, pickleball, and tennis. Our state-of-the-art equipment and therapists ensure that there is something here for everyone.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
All right, we're going to wrap up today's show. Thank you, ladies, so much. Mercedes, Dawn, Emma, what a treat to have you all on as we celebrate International Women's Day right here at the studio. Call Me Zena is coming up today at 2:30. You can find that on Call Me Zena on social media and the AMP network. And Cece's going to take us out.
Cece's going to take us out.
Ready to wrap it up? Don't forget Wednesday, 12 o'clock at Savia. So happy belated International Women's Day. We'll see you Wednesday. And Cece, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you. Here's a song that celebrates women. That's called Only One Woman. you sat next to me. You had my heart fluttering, baby. Like, baby, oh, you're standing, baby. Oh, you're standing there. I see the love in your eyes, wind blowing through your hair. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, the love we share. And I knew in my heart, baby, none would ever compare. And there's only one woman for me. You showed me things I'd never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. We talk for hours, made love on the beach. You are my dream, my only fantasy. Then one summer day, my darling, you went away. You flew up to heaven, you see, got your own pair of wings. Though it broke my heart, I remember everything you taught. There never will be another woman that can mend this heart. And there's only one woman for me. You show me things I never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. You showed me things I never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for
me. Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.